Hey there, welcome back to my type 2 diabetes journey. It's episode 7, and today's topic is something brand new that I just learned literally yesterday. And I thought I'm going to go out and research this, find out, and share it. So I wanted to make sure I share it with you right away because it's a really compelling topic. But if you've been working your tail off, you've been eating clean, you've been exercising, you've been doing everything you're supposed to do, yet you can't get rid of that belly fat, it just won't budge, but you're not alone. In fact, something I've been dealing with too, and for forever. So today, I'm going to break down why your body is holding on to that belly fat, even when it seems like you're doing everything right. And trust me, I've got some new insights here that just might blow your mind, or at least make you feel a little less like you're doing something wrong. So let's kick things off with something called toxic load. I'm not talking about your level of frustration when you step on the scale. Believe me, even though I get that too. Your body is actually way smarter than what we give it credit for. When you're exposed to chemicals like pesticides, plastics, mold, and medications, your liver does its best to try to process them. But sometimes the liver just gets overwhelmed. It can't handle the volume. So, what does it do? Well, it stores these chemicals in the safest place it can think of, which you guess probably is your fat cells. And so your body parks toxins in your fat to keep them away from your vital organs. Talk about a clever survival tactic. Now, I learned this when I was going through my own toxicity report in episode 5. I realized I wasn't just fighting weight gain and blood sugar, I was also battling all these hidden toxins my body was trying to protect me from. My liver wasn't keeping up. So the body said, hey, let's just park these toxins in the fat cells for now. We'll deal with them later. So if you're feeling frustrated with your belly fat, remember your body is actually doing its best to protect you. Now, you got to remember here, I think the most important thing to take away is that your fat cells are like your body's safe deposit boxes for toxins. They're protecting your organs, they're not punishing you. And for those of us with type 2 diabetes, it's even more of a problem. Because if you've got high blood sugar, the liver's already working overtime trying to get rid of the sugar, and now it's getting extra stress when it has to deal with all the added burden of toxins. So your body's all like, well, let's hold on to the fat just a little bit longer. It's not a good situation. Now, the second part of this to understand is a new term to me. It's called obesogens. And what they are environmental toxins messing with your hormones. So let's talk about them for a minute. These are sneaky little chemicals in your environment that make your body store fat. They're found in, again, plastics, pesticides, personal care products like lotions, and even some foods. And kind of off the subject, I found an app, and I'll do another episode on this, but I found an app I'm going to do an episode on where you can actually take your phone, scan any food or any personal care product, and it will instantly tell you all the chemicals that are bad for you in those products and what they're known to do. It's mind blowing, right? Mind blowing. So don't miss that when it comes out. But the kicker on obesogens is that these environmental toxins don't just sit around. They actually mess with your hormones, like insulin. That's the hormone that regulates your blood sugar, and leptin, which is a hormone that tells your brain that you're full to stop eating. And these toxins can make your body do a multitude of things. First thing is they can tell your body to store fat, even if you're eating kale and quinoa. And now, I got to admit, I kind of like kale now, but still not a lot. But I do like quinoa. The second thing that these toxins do is they slow down fat burning. They leave leaving you sick, stuck with that stubborn belly fat. And then the third thing they do is they increase the number of fat cells you have. Great, right? That's what you need, more fat cells. The funny thing is, I didn't realize how much these chemicals were affecting me until I started learning about them. Now, for someone living with type 2 diabetes, these obesogens are like the uninvited guests at your weight loss party. They can make your insulin resistance worse, and you'll keep holding on to fat because your hormones are all out of whack. So the key, I think, takeaway with obesogens is that they mess with your hormones, telling your body to store fat instead of burning it. They don't just slow your metabolism, they completely confuse it. Third thing I want to talk about today is fat equals safe storage. So the question is, why does your body hold on to fat? So let's talk about that. Fat is really just your body's protective padding. There's actually a lot of benefit to fat. But when your toxic burden is high, your body might intentionally hold on to fat, especially in places that you don't want it. Because if it burns that fat too quickly, it could release all those stored toxins back into your bloodstream, causing even more damage. So your body says, let's just keep that fat for now. We'll get rid of it later when it's safe to do so. Now, I'm going to be real here. Like I try to always be real. Your fat isn't just extra weight, it's a safety cushion. Your body is literally holding on to it to protect you from these toxins. It's like that hoarding show on TV where people can't let go of their stuff. Except your body's hoarding fat to protect you, and it thinks, underline, it's doing you a favor. So remember, your fat is actually a protective barrier. It's keeping the toxins safely stored until your body feels it's safe to release them. The bigger picture here is that we need to heal from the inside out. I mean, the bottom line here is that healing isn't just about eating less and working out more. It's about healing your body from the inside out, supporting your liver and other detox pathways so it can release the fat it's holding on to. Like when you have a headache, you take aspirin or Tylenol or Advil and your headache goes away because you notice the headache, right? But the problem with the liver is you don't notice what's going on, but it is telling you because you're holding on that excess body fat. It's telling you, but not in a way like a headache works. So you gotta understand that it's the inside out approach. Back in episode 5, when I reviewed my toxicity report, I realized how important it was to support my liver and my gut to clear out toxins slowly. As soon as my body felt safe, it will start releasing the fat it had been holding on to for protection. So this is crucial if you have type 2 diabetes because when you clear out the toxins, your insulin resistance improves and your body starts working with you, not against you. So here's what you can do. First thing is, support your liver with foods like leafy greens and antioxidants. I try to have at least one salad every day. I'm not a salad guy, but you know what? If I want to be around for a long time, I'll become a salad guy, right? So leafy greens, that's lettuce, spinach, kale, whatever you can come up with, leafy greens. Also antioxidants. You could take supplements like glutathione supplements. Now, I wouldn't do that without a doctor's recommendation. I will be taking it here when I get started on my month one protocol, but I'm doing it with a doctor. And that's important to bring up. None of this is medical advice, right? I want you to understand what I'm doing as a person, and that way you can go to your doctor, have the conversations with him or her, and decide what your plan of attack is. So another thing you can do to support your liver is try to avoid obesogens by being more mindful of plastics and pesticides. You can use that app I was telling you about that I'm going to do an episode on to understand what's in these things that you're using. And, if you're using them, guess what? It's going to go into your body. Next thing, detox safely. Do it in a way that doesn't overwhelm your system. Slow and steady wins the race. And remember, it's not about eating less or moving more, even though those are super important, right? Those are pieces of the process. It's about helping your body heal and detox from the inside out. So let's summarize this. If you've been struggling with stubborn belly fat, I get it. But trust me, your body isn't going to punish you. It's not trying to punish you, right? It's trying to protect you from toxins and environmental chemicals. It's holding on to that fat because it thinks it's keeping you safe. So you need to help it move along and do the right things. And you do that by supporting your detox pathways, clearing out these toxins, and then your body will feel safe enough to release the fat. And that's where the real magic happens. Healing from the inside out is the key to shedding the stubborn body fat, improving your health, and reducing your blood sugar, especially when living with type 2 diabetes. So if this episode hit home for you, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, comment below. That helps the algorithm. Put the little bell icon on so when I load up new episodes, you're notified right away. And I'd love to hear your thoughts or any questions you have. Comment below. And if you missed it, don't forget to check out episode 5, where I talked and showed my results of my toxicity report and why detoxing is so important. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to be sharing my month 1 detox and food elimination diet. Everything I'm eating and not eating, and how this stuff is going to help me feel better and lose weight. You won't want to miss it, I promise. I promise you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day.